What is up, my YouTube family? We're back again with another one. I'm back on podcast, Around the Table podcast number 25. And this is actually Bare Bones Reactions, a channel on my channel name. Today we have some, it comes to a point where you can't have your own opinions. This is kind of where we're at on this, is people can't have their own opinions. That's usually why everybody has their own minds. They can speak with it. They don't gotta think like everybody else. If they thought about everybody else, then we would not all be different. So when someone says something that's not right or maybe out there, should we jump on them? Should we judge them because they're on drugs? Should we judge them because they're a musician? Is a musician allowed not to give a piece of their mind? Because this is kind of what this is. I made a video sort of kind of like this about what Ryan Upchurch said, and I said I agreed with it, but I was neutral on it. Plain and simple. But this guy seems to take everything too far as what he says about someone, how he acts to somebody, what people says. So that's where I'm at today, is I'm not for sure how to really go about this. So I'm going to ask you guys, is it right? Is it not right? Should we judge somebody? Or do you want to be judged? You see what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, we're going to watch this video. We're going to talk through it, and we're going to react to it. And afterwards, we're going to talk about it a little bit. Guys, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like and subscribe to the channel is highly appreciated. Anyways, guys, let's get in it.
All right, no, you guys, okay. This is really, really irritating. Yeah, you keep saying that, but if I don't mute my mic, then you won't be able to hear sound coming from him. I'll try it again. Hold on.
And then you agree with what the majority says, because that's what the majority of y'all do. If you want to train the people who watch your stuff to just believe everything,
can you hear him
without any facts? Go ahead, you can. I'm not. For the past 3 weeks, I've heard nothing but, "Oh my God, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're on drugs. You're so wrong. Ha 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 ha. Stupid." Yeah, the jig is up. We get it. You got a system going on where you just pile a bunch of.
So do you know how many people actually talked about this controversial thing? I guess Ryan Upchurch said. I'm not going to speak on it because it's not my place to speak on this. I made a video. You can go watch it. But everybody has a right to their own opinions. Not just one person has to actually hate on somebody because of the opinion they made. I can understand you're making videos to get views, but once you start kind of picking on that person and remaking video after video after video because of something they said that you didn't like, or that you took wrong, or that you can't overlook, or because he's a musician so it doesn't make it right. That's kind of what this guy's doing, and some other people as well. So anyways, guys, I think he's having some audio trouble right here, so we're gonna hang in there and we're gonna get to it. Let's get it.
Misinformation everywhere. This is the new form of catfishing. You got people involved and people not involved, but still involved because they're acting not involved with the person that's involved. They act like they don't know each other when really they do know each other, so they can be in on the same situation, not knowing each other, to throw people off, to make them have alibis or speak of alibis they could have or couldn't have. Based on the actual information that gets found, determines what information they put out as a deterrent. So in the beginning, to cover up whatever it is they done, they plant multiple theories. Certain people attached to multiple.
Okay, now can you hear me now that I paused it?
How do you not know if you can hear? This is why you get a headset, so you could hear yourself whenever you speak. Just words of advice. Buy you a headset, and whenever you speak, you can hear yourself, and that means that people in the chat can hear you as well. Or you hear your audio through your video, so you should know that your audio is working. So get a headset. Anyways, guys, let's continue.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me now. Okay, so you can hear me now. And You can hear him now.
When you have multiple theories, it keeps stemming out and stemming out. Speculate, 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 speculate. Once it stems out so far, well, then you lose track of the target. Just like powerful.
All right, good. So I think we're good now. Okay, cool. All right, let's just move on then.
How do you not know what kind of video you're going to be doing? What are we? We're already, what, 5 minutes into this? And he's not even talked about anything? How do you know that? Get you a headset so you could hear your audio. Anyways, guys, let's continue.
Okay. Let's just move on then. Let's start this over. One more time.
Nope. I've just been sitting, watching, looking, getting on OBS and screen recording stuff that happens. You know, just watching. First off, I'll say this. Channel, y'all need to grow some balls. If you feel like something is something, say you feel like, hey, this something is something. I get your channel revolves around, you know, people not getting mad at you and stuff. So you kind of just sit back and go, man, what do you guys think? And then you look at the comment section and then you agree with what the majority says.
But see, the people that the creators that he's referring to are the ones that he jumps on panel with. Like, I don't think that anybody here can say that I'm somebody who goes with the majority. Can you? I mean, right?
Yeah, but the creators that he jumps on is actually only ones that did that was like Ikmel and Zanime and that Tony Dodge dude. That's the only ones that jumped on him like that. All the other panels loves him on there because they get views. So why is this guy actually going after Upchurch like that? Because he has a vendetta against Upchurch. He always has. If you look at his channel, there's stuff on there about Upchurch that is negative on quite a few videos. And why, I don't know. I don't get why he actually has a vendetta against him. This goes back to somebody judging you because of something that they didn't like to hear, or something that may have came out wrong, but they meant something totally different. That happens all the time in this world. If you really get hurt after what somebody says about somebody, then we probably all have a problem. I guess some people just doesn't comprehend it well enough to actually grasp of what someone actually is talking about, because everybody's mind does not think the same. I've said this before. And this guy's the same way. This guy seems to hear what he wants to hear. And then he puts in perspective what he wants his video to actually sound like and look like. So, yes, I said I was neutral with Upchurch, what Upchurch had to say. I made a video about it. But do we really have to keep on it? Whenever he comes out with something and speaks his mind about something else, do we have to jump on that video and say, hey, this dude's wrong? I don't believe what he said. I don't like his video. And then make fun of a country accent on top of that? Is that actually what we need to be doing? No, it's not. And I'm pretty sure that everybody agrees with me on that part. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. Everybody has their own mind for a reason. That's the reason why we're all different. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
So I don't know what the hell he thinks he's talking about right now.
Because, you know, that's what the majority of y'all do. If you want to train the people who watch your stuff to just believe everything they're told without any facts, go ahead. You can. I'm not. For the past 3 weeks, I've heard nothing but, oh my God, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're on drugs. You're so wrong. Ha ha, ha ha. Stupid. Yeah, the jig is up. We get it. You got a system going on where you just pile a bunch of misinformation everywhere.
This is the new form of catfishing.
You got people involved and people not involved, but still involved because they're acting not involved with the person that's involved. They act like they don't know each other when really they do know each other, so they can be in on the same situation, not knowing each other to throw people off to make them have alibis or speak of alibis they could have or couldn't have. Based on actual information that gets found determines what information they put out as a deterrent. So in the beginning, to cover up whatever it is they done, they plant multiple theories. Certain people attached to
No. Dude, that's not what happened at all. You created a bunch of insane theories, including YouTubers, and accusing YouTubers of a conspiracy, which you're doubling down on now, again, well, more like quintupling down on now, after you had said that the whole thing was a hoax. You said that Zanime was, or not Zanime, but Kylie Rodney wasn't even a real person. You said that the car wasn't real. And then when AWP pulls it out of the lake and you see the license plate, well, I guess it's real. So let me just go back to what I was saying before and my original cockamamie theory that all these YouTubers conspired to kill Kylie Rodney. Moron.
No, he actually did not say that YouTubers was expired to kill Kylie Rodney. You're the one on your show that came forward and said that Ryan Upchurch was capable of hurting somebody. I made a video on that too. You can go check that out. You're the one that came forward and said that. You have a vendetta against Ryan Upchurch, and what it is, we don't know. You've made compliments of the Creek Squad coming in your comments. You call your whole comment section a bitch before your show even started. So what do you expect? And I've told you, if you're going to treat your fans or commenters, what I call them, in your comment section, then what are you doing? Why do you even have subscribers at that point? Is it because you sit here and you pick on someone that has their own free will? Their own freedom of speech? Their own mind that they could use their own self? Or is it just because you just don't like him? References to drugs is insane. And if it is, it's none of your business. And he didn't say any of the YouTubers did it. They proved that, well, they know each other. And there's proof on that. Zanime, Ikmel, and the other guy. So there's proof of that. So what else do you want to say about it? Because everybody has a right to their own opinion. I'm going to say that a lot through this video. Because I don't agree with downing somebody just because they said something that they thought was the right thing to say, or they truly believe. That's it. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
When you have multiple theories, it keeps stemming out and stemming out. Speculate. Once it stems out so far, well, then you lose track of the target. Just like pyrophoric flares. If a missile has a target and it throws out 3 deterrents, well, it's going to be pulled in different directions, and guess what? You never catch up to your target don't get burned. Now, if you're one of those people in the comments who are like, well, why would somebody do all that to get away with this? Do you think they committed the crime being like, aha, I'm going to leave every clue to getting caught? I can't wait to get caught. No, they're going to make it complex as possible, especially when they pick up the moves. And to those of you asking, why do I keep changing my theory? I don't. That's bullshit. You can go back.
No, you totally did, and you did like 1,000 times. Like you just keep throwing, you just spit nonsense out of your face every video, every single one, and it's different nonsense. The only thing in common with it is that you're blaming Zanime, Ikadmel, and Ronnie for Kylie's death, saying that they conspired to murder her, which is insane.
Look, my theory hasn't changed. the suspects that I said were suspects as the
Ryan Upchurch never said that. Where are you getting your information at? Where do you see this at where he says that they murdered her? He never says that. Not one time. Zaname attacks him, and so did Ikmel, because he proved that, well, they know each other. And besides the point, you don't even make reaction videos. So what are you doing reacting to this one? Is it because Upchurch is saying something wrong again? Is that what it is? Because that's what it seems like. So, in other words, whenever you say something out of this world, you should have people, you should be downfalled for what you said as well. Is that what you're saying? Because you shouldn't. Now, what if somebody believes in Bigfoot? Are we going to look at them wrong? What if someone believes in aliens? Are we looking at them wrong too? Everybody should be looked at the same. Theories is theories. That's it. It's going to be everywhere. That's it. So before we go and attack somebody, maybe we should look outside the box on other theories. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
The story unfolds are still the same suspects that I think are suspect, and those suspects are Ikmel, Zaname, and Ronnie Jones. That's the core people.
Wow.
And people can say what they want.
That's the core people. See, you're missing something though, Ryan. Okay? Because this goes way deeper than you can even possibly imagine, Ryan. This is a lot more complicated than you could possibly understand. There is, in fact, a person involved in this who acts in a Kaiser Sose kind of capacity. Okay? You never know who they are. Ryan, I hope you're listening. Because until you figure out who that Kaiser Sose person is, you're not going to understand. You're not going to begin to understand the complexity of the dynamic between Ikmel, Zaname, and Ronnie Jones. And until you do, you're never going to get this. You're never going to figure this out. Figure out who the Kaiser Sose is, Ryan. Then you'll solve the crime.
If I never would have yelled at Zaname and asked.
So, what did you, the Kaiser Sose? Did you just turn into a crime video now? Crime station? You don't even do reaction videos, dude. Have you talked to Anime and Ikmel? Because I'm pretty sure you probably have not. So where do you get this from? Because somebody says something different? Do you see where this kind of be blown out of proportion by a reaction channel that doesn't like somebody in the first place? That doesn't do reactions in the first place? Because we're kind of to that point now where you don't do reaction channel. You don't do reactions at all. So I think once again, it goes back to you not liking Ryan Upchurch. That's what it comes back on. That's what it falls on. The Creek Squad you don't like. You've done said it. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
A bunch of questions that she couldn't answer. And if I never pressed Ikmel, the YouTuber, about showing us Ronnie Jones is real, we would have never found out that Ronnie Jones is fake. We also wouldn't have got to see incriminating videos being posted by these supposed not criminals and then them deleting it because they look like criminals. So there's still stuff that I've done like a week ago in podcasts with this anime girl that no one's even caught on to yet. Remember when I asked her, yeah, you like this guitar? I'll send it to you. You have a P.O. box or something? And she didn't answer me. Because you know why?
That's because nobody's fucking crazy enough to give you their home address, dude. Look at you. Look at your face, bro. Like, look at your face, bro. hold on a second.
Can I say something right now? I'm going to say this. This guy is 100% hatred against Ryan Upchurch. Did you see how he jumped on something at a P.O. box? You didn't even say anything about the P.O. box. You said nobody's stupid enough to give him their address because of his face. You 100% hate Ryan Upchurch. You 100% do not like him. It's the reason why you chose to make your channel a reaction channel tonight on Ryan Upchurch's video. Because you don't like him. Plain and simple. Case closed. And there's nothing really you can say about that. Look how you jumped on him. Why? That's what we all don't understand. Why do you have a vendetta against Ryan Upchurch? When I watched this video tonight, I was like, okay, good. And then I heard this part about you jumped on about an address. Why? This is where I do believe jealousy comes into play, because Ryan Upchurch is a young guy. He's a millionaire. He's a self-made millionaire at that. What else can you see? What else can you say about him? There's nothing else. So he makes a video and says a thing that he believes. So you got to down him for that? This is kind of what this is. Well, it is what it is. I don't agree with that. And the way you jumped on that was too good. That's because you don't like him. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
Like, bro. That's all we got to do is look at your face.
Guys, look. If this doesn't tell you something about this guy right here, I don't know what will. This guy has Ryan Upchurch's face over his face with the other guy's body. Really? If that's not wrong, I don't know what's wrong. Why? There's 4 other corners of this screen to put his face on. Why is it here? Why is it on your face? That makes absolutely no sense. It proves my point once again. You do not like Ryan Upchurch, and you are jealous of Ryan Upchurch. You're jealous of how people treat him. That's what it is. That was the same problem with Anime, and that was the same problem with Igmel as well. That's it. Why would you put his face on your face, though, when there's 4 other corners of your screen? That proves my point. Anyways, guys, let's continue.
Let me try something here. Let me try something here. I wish I knew how to, like... Alright. Alright. Let's just leave that alone. Never mind. Alright.
See, somebody told him something there. You see how he moved that off? How his face looked after he moved it? He knew that was fucked up. He knew that was wrong. That was wrong of him to put some other man's face on his YouTube channel. Somebody told him that doesn't look right. Plain and simple. That's the reason why he looked how he looked whenever he moved the screen. And he said what he said. That's the reason why. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
Where the fuck she's at, and they don't want that. Obviously. Hell, me and my team have had 2 fucking iPhones be fried because of this. Because we wanted to see what they could do. If they could hack shit. So we baited them with a bullshit number attached to an Instagram. They're like, oh, I got the number. There was nothing on the phone. It was a bullshit phone. But look what they did. They fried the phone. So that tells me, don't give them my number and don't let them get my number. Which is why I shared the video I found from 7 years ago where Igno is saying, hey, I know how to get in your phone and look at you. And shit like that. See what it is?
Wow.
People are running off 2 rules as their golden rules. Here's their 2 golden rules.
Okay, so let me get this straight there, homie.
And numbers don't lie. See, but it backfired.
let me get this straight. So at this point, now Ickadmel is hacking into phones and watching people. That's your theory? Is that Ickadmel
Dude, Ickadmel has a video saying that he does this stuff. He used to do this stuff. Go watch it. Before you go and you laugh at somebody for saying what actually is true, Ickadmel has a video saying that they used to be hackers and they used to watch people's cameras and stuff. Yes, that's true. Go watch it. It's actually, I think, on Ryan Upchurch's page. It's Ickadmel literally saying that he used to be a gamer and he used to watch people through their cameras. So before you go and you try to make a video on somebody and try to make a theory, putting somebody's face on your face, putting someone's video on your face, trying to make fun of the person and his thought, his theory, trying to make fun of that. Then on top of that, you go and you try to hold up for Ickadmel. Go watch the video, dude. That's all you got to do. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
he hacked into Kylie's phone to watch her and find the perfect time, right? No, that's right. He thinks that it was Zanime who actually committed the crime, and Ickadmel was just the brains behind it, just kind of telling people what to do. Okay.
Lie backfired when people with numbers got involved in what they were doing and started looking at it.
Dude, where does your theories come from? Nobody said that anybody was watching her camera. Nobody ever said that. So where did you come up with that at? All Ryan Upchurch said was Ickadmel used to be a hacker, and he does. Again, I say he has a video on Ryan Upchurch's page saying he used to be a hacker and watch people's cameras. Yes, that's true. But no one ever said that. He never said that he had that Ickadmel hacked into her phone. No one ever did. And as far as Zanime goes, Zanime and Ryan Upchurch had a falling out. That's it. Words was said, and as far as I know, that was the end of it. So I don't know where you're hearing all your stuff from. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
Majority rules backfired because they're not the majority anymore. And here's why they're scrambling. Here's why they're losing. Here's why they're tripping out. Because they thought that nobody would give a fuck. They thought nobody would give a shit about this situation. Well, we're proving that.
Why would you think that true crime creators wouldn't give a shit? Why would you think that true crime creators would think that nobody would care about a missing girl that they're covering when they have thousands and thousands of subscribers? Okay. All right.
That's not true.
Well, what about the police, Ryan? Don't you think it's the police? Don't you think the police are being suspicious?
Yeah, but like I just said a minute ago, it's complex. It's not going to be easy to figure out. I think there's bad cops and
Wait, I gotta hear
good
that.
cops. I think the bad cops know who the good cops are. I think the good cops don't know who the bad cops are. There you go.
Dude, here I was just before he said that. Remember when I just paused it and then I was like, wait a minute, let me just let him get through that thought. I was about to be like, well, you know what? Maybe he learned his lesson from law enforcement reaching out to him and DMing him on Instagram. Again, I have never seen that happen. I have never seen law enforcement reach out to a YouTuber and go, dude, you've got to stop that shit. I've never seen that.
How do I think one way they're getting away with it? A battle of resources. And if the resources are controlled on both sides, you can pick which side wins. If you're the police department that's always having crime going on, you're not going to dope your entire budget into one single solitary thing that's happening when 30 other things are going to happen over the next 30 days. Look at this situation over here. If you are the criminal, you only have one situation to worry about at that time. If there are fake GoFundMe pages, this person who's a criminal is getting funded to be able to get away, while police are using their fundings that they have to spare out to other people, so it's more slim over here than it is over here. Didn't you see how they had like 19,000 man hours and all this crazy shit? And then AWP goes out there like some bosses and finds the damn car in like 30 minutes.
Look at this dude fangirling now. Fangirling AWP now. Now, I mean, because they're all bullshit too, according to him. They don't. They're out looking for a car that doesn't exist. Looking for a car that doesn't exist. But so what I also find really, really funny here is he's talking about all the man hours, and he's saying that the GoFundMe is funding the cops. So the
No, what he's saying is AWP come in there and found Kylie Rodney's car like a boss, meaning swiftly, fast, whenever the cops had 90,000 plus man hours and still haven't found it. Not one time did he say that her car was not real. Plain and simple. So where are you getting your stuff from? Once again, you're not listening to what's being said. You hear something and your brain jumps on it. Instead of listening to his videos, through his videos, or even to what he's saying on Kylie Rodney's case. Let me ask you something. If they wanted real crime people, quote, do you think it would be on YouTube? Talking on panels, and other things? No. So therefore, it's people that show love for what they do, for finding people, spreading the word. Xana May said she didn't even want to be a crime podcast person. You had someone on there that Ryan Upchurch made a statement. You don't know nothing about this stuff. And she didn't. So where is this leading to? For you making fun of what he has to say about her car and stuff? Because that's all this is about. You don't like him, so you make videos of him. That's it. You saw something. It's different if you make reaction videos and you see something that's maybe funny or stupid, so you record it because it's good views. That's it. Just like you seen Ryan Upchurch, you seen him say something that you didn't agree with, and many other people didn't either. And now you're jumping on it because you think you know more than what you know about what he has said. He never said anybody murdered Kylie Rodney. Igmel does have a video of him being a hacker. He says it on Ryan Upchurch's page. I mean, it goes on. He never said Kylie Rodney's car was not real. You could see it coming out of the lake. He never said that. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
GoFundMe is a scam to finance the search for Kylie by the officers? Is that what you're implying? This dude's killing me, bro.
Yeah, they ate up the fundings on purpose, and they didn't even do anything. And these people talk in code and shit. Like, they create this shitstorm, and then they create these individuals on the internet that will take up for them and go to war for them. And then when they say stuff like, hey...
Okay. So, Ikadmel and Xana May and Ronnie Jones were made up by law enforcement in order to take up for them. Got it.
The fire is burning in the grasslands. I know that sounds crazy, but they'll type something like that, and that's the point where they eject themselves from the situation, go ghost, and let the people on the internet that are taking up for them speculate. While they don't do shit, they just run away. If you have someone who is guilty of something and you say something that makes them look guilty or even guiltier, they are going to come back at you hard as shit because they don't want to be looked at as guilty. When you're saying this person's guilty and all these other people pop up trying to cover for the person you're saying is guilty and they look guilty, well, someone's probably hella guilty. Hell, you mean
What?
all these mysteries Iqmel has
Hold on a
uncovered?
second.
This is the first time. That sounds crazy, but they'll
Hey.
type something like that, and that's the point where they eject themselves from the situation. Go grasslands. I know that sounds crazy, but those types
Yeah,
like that.
it sounds crazy.
That's the point where they eject themselves from the situation, go ghost, and let the people on the internet that are taking up for them speculate. While they don't do shit, they just run away. If you have
Now, I don't think anybody should be speculating on anything because we don't have enough facts to speculate on anything. I mean, we could speculate as to how she got in the back of the car. We could speculate on that because we know that for a fact that she was found in the back of the car. Because that's a fact. We know that. We could speculate on that, obviously. But, you know, whether or not she was put in the back of the car, there's nothing to say that she was.
If someone who is guilty of something and you say something that makes them look guilty or even guiltier, they are going to come back at you hard as shit because they don't want to be looked at as guilty. When you're saying this person's guilty and all these other people pop up trying to cover for the person you're saying is guilty and they look guilty, well, someone's probably hella guilty. Hell, you mean out of all these mysteries Iqmel has went over, this is the first time he's ever gotten defensive and been like, no, I swear.
Yeah, Mike M, I did see that, or at least I saw a clip of it. It's super gross. Super gross.
To God, Ronnie's real. To the point where he edits him fucking videos and all this weird shit. Then he gets the Ronnie guy on his show, and the Ronnie guy's like, yeah, man, I seen everything that happened night the whole fucking time. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, who the fuck are you? And they're like, don't worry about it. I'm Ronnie Jones. And I'm like, no, what's your real name? They're like, it's Ronnie Jones. And then, like, all these other mysterious people pop up, they're like, it's Ronnie Jones. Okay, well, pretty much thanks for clarifying that that black guy and Nick Mel's shit that they're saying is Ronnie Jones is not Ronnie Jones. Thank you.
It's absolutely Ronnie Jones.
Like, hey, talk to me so I can misinform you on shit. He calls himself Miro. Whatever. Well, the Ronnie Jones Instagram
The Miro guy, hold on.
got all changed, and the dude put Miro on it, and I was like, this might be the same person. So when this Miro guy called me, he showed his face for like 2 seconds, but I was screen recording. Dummy. So I got a good clear shot of his face.
Okay. Yeah, that's a mastermind criminal right there, first of all. I mean, just look at him. That that right there is a criminal mastermind, okay? You ever wonder what one looks like? It's him. You know who that dude looks like to me? He looks like the kid in the Stephen Avery case. Like,
So what was said? You just said a criminal mastermind looks like him, which you're speculating Ryan Upchurch. So what is your video about? You never even really told us what your video was about. So speculating on somebody being in mastermind murder case is absurd. Why are you even saying that for? You can tell 100% that you like Iqmel, you like Zanime, and you like this Ronnie dude. And it's very clear that you don't like Ryan Upchurch. Not because of what he said, because of who he is. That's it. There's too much in this video that goes back on you not liking Ryan Upchurch in general and the Creek Squad. You've done said it both. Now you're calling him a murder mastermind because of why? because he's made his own theory up. That's what everybody's doing in this in cases. I've said before, do I think it was kind of out there? No, I don't. Everybody has a piece of their own mind, can share their own mind. I said I stayed neutral in it. That's what I said. Every one of my videos I stay neutral in. I never take someone else's side. Never do. But whenever you go dragging a guy's face that you don't like on your face, on your videos, when you go about calling him a murder mastermind, when you go about not knowing about Ikmel being a hacker and actually watching people's cameras when there's a video on Ryan Upchurch's channel of Ikmel admitting to it, then maybe you should do your research before you go and talk about it. That goes back to your other video as well. You didn't like Ryan Upchurch on that one neither. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
The young kid that got convicted for being with him, he looks just like that kid to me, dude. Like, has no idea what the hell is going on. This poor kid was just trying to manipulate his way into having a conversation with his idol. And now he's being pegged as a murderer. This poor kid, this poor little bastard. I feel bad for him.
And that dude's like, yeah, man, hit me up, dude. You know, you're looking in the wrong place. And that Ronnie guy, who is that? And then I like send him a picture of the Ronnie dude's shoes. He's like, hey, those are Ronnie's shoes. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know? Okay, cool. Thanks for the information. So then my buddy, he's like, dude, that guy's suspect as hell, right? So he does some research on the local high schools and shit around there.
Now there's two of them.
And finds a yearbook from a local middle school that has, what do you know, a guy named Ronnie Jones in it that looks just like this guy who's like, hey, I know Ronnie.
What? So he found some random ass junior high school yearbook from the 80s. And some random kid named Ronnie Jones. Dude, like, I don't understand. Like, bro, can you imagine how many Ronnie Joneses there are in the United States right now? Can you imagine how many Ronnie Joneses there are in the United States? And I think these guys were looking through some random ass yearbook from some random ass school, and they were like, whoa, holy shit. Ronnie Jones, it's right there, dude. Holy shit. And so this poor guy, this dude's, for all we know, this dude's probably dead. You know, he's just, or married and just, you know, fat and farting into a recliner somewhere, just not knowing what the fuck is going on, has no idea that his high school yearbook picture is Jesus, man.
Yeah, well, okay.
We know that now.
Then we go to Ikmel's page to watch this live he orchestrated with this apparent criminal
Named Ronnie Jones.
and the dude fucks up and shows his legs and it's like, well, fuck, dude, Ronnie's legs are white. What do you know? Then this Russian lady who looks like fucking Vinegar pops out of nowhere with a big bump on her lip.
She's Ukrainian, man.
And she's like, that's not Ronnie. It's like, whoa, where the fuck did you come from? Me and her get in an argument because she can't answer simple questions.
And she actually did take up for this guy. She said that leave Ronnie's, out of the blue, just totally out of the blue, she said leave Ronnie's family out of it. And Upchurch is like, why? Why should we leave him out of it? He called in and said a bunch of stuff. Why should we leave him out of it? And that's whenever everybody was saying, well, Ronnie's not real. Ronnie's not real. And all these videos come around and stuff of being of Ronnie. So that's what Upchurch is talking about. But didn't you have Ronnie as tied into the military? Yeah, I guess he's in the military. His anime is supposed to be in the military too. But then you have a video of Upchurch and his people, his fans, whatever, putting a video together proving that Xana May and Ronnie and Ikadmel knows each other. So that's the reason why Xana May was holding up for Ronnie, because he already knew who he was. So instead of just coming out and saying, yes, I know who this guy is, and yes, I know who this guy is, it was a big ordeal. Why don't you just come out and say, yeah, I know who this guy is. I know may not know his family, but I know him. I know him. You see what I'm saying? That could have been so much easier. Instead, we got to go through all this stuff. There's videos out there. Go watch them. And you'll see everything that Upchurch said, this guy said, Xana May said, Ronnie said, Ikadmel said. And you'll see it. It's videos out there. So before we go and we actually listen to somebody, talk about somebody, and speculate how he's this criminal mastermind and how he can hurt somebody and how he can do all this stuff, just because he gave his opinion on something, and yes, a lot of people think it's outrageous. Do I believe in the theory? No, I don't. I said I stay neutral. I don't disagree, because you have what I mean by that is you have your right to your own mind. That's what I mean by that. But you have somebody literally sitting here doing all these things, putting a guy's face on his face because he doesn't like him. So we're going to listen to this guy's theory? If that's the case, go around YouTube and watch it, listen to everybody's theory. What does this guy's theory mean anything different besides he doesn't like Ryan Upchurch? And I'm not sitting here sticking up for Ryan Upchurch. I see it like it is. Like I said, go check out my channel. I'm neutral on my channel. I say that. I'm a reaction channel. This guy doesn't even do reactions. He does like a live podcast thing, call-in thing. That's just absurd for you to say that somebody is out there because of what they have to say. And you're going to go call them names on your show, especially a criminal mastermind, a murder criminal mastermind, and say he's capable of hurting somebody else on your other show. It's ridiculous. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
She gets pissed off.
Well, she didn't come from anywhere, man. Like, you showed up on Dream Cuck Chasers, whatever the fuck his name is. You showed up on his panel when she was already a guest on there, and then he threw her under the bus because he was so far up your ass.
Because Ronnie, she's like, no, we must protect Ronnie. Ronnie, that black guy over there on Ikadmel's channel, that's Ronnie. We must protect him. It's like, no, you're protecting the other white dude who looks just like you, fool. Which is why when I said, yo, Ronnie's a fucking suspect, I don't care what you say, purple hair lady. She's like, yeah, well, Ronnie has a family. And it's like, well, Ronnie shouldn't have fucking opened his big fat Ronnie ass mouth. Then I know her, she's like, well, if it was me, I would protect my family. It's because you are protecting your family by saying, hey, look at that guy. It's him. Someone who looks the opposite of the person I'm kin to, who's actually who done it. We get it. The guy you're kin to is Ronnie Jones. The guy who's on Ikadmel's channel is covering for Ronnie Jones by saying he's Ronnie Jones, which is why the Ronnie Jones character on Ikadmel's channel is like, yeah, my two cousins. Yeah, the two cousins are Ronnie Jones and Xana May.
What?
Don't even ask me, well, what's your theory?
So Ronnie Jones's two cousins are Ronnie Jones and Xana May? Okay. Just checking.
Xana May is suspect. Gee, I don't know, maybe because her fat butterball ass went out there and pushed the damn kayak in the water.
What a shitbag.
And pedaled out there to, you know, the crime scene that at that time no one found yet. Then when they found the car, she's like, oh, delete. Hello. So Upchurch, tell us your crazy theory about how you think Ikadmel's involved. Gee, I don't know, maybe because he's helping do damage control and editing videos for these people who are obviously swimming over the damn crime scene and lying about who they are.
Dude, Ikadmel's barely even been live. He's barely even been live, and all he's talked about is just the facts on the case. That's it. He showed like a drive. He showed a couple of people driving from the campsite to the water after AWP found the car. That's all I seen him do. He's probably been live since, but I haven't caught it. But I mean, he hasn't Damage control doing what? The only motherfucker up here doing damage control is me, trying to control the damage that you are causing. That's the only motherfucker trying to do damage control is me.
Cover up what the fuck happened, talking about proof they have of that night that they ain't released to nobody, putting content out, incriminating themselves, and then deleting it. Gee, maybe because he helped do all that. Now look, now you got this footage coming out of this tow truck driver with AWP. Man, tow truck driver is completely full of shit.
Completely full of shit.
What is he?
Yeah, I agree with him there. The tow truck driver is completely full of shit. Absolutely 100% irrelevant. There is no way. I'll walk you through that one more time. For those of you who weren't here for my stream yesterday, I'll walk you through that real quick one more time without the visuals. So, real quick, let me look something up.
So we're just going to end this video here, guys, because it is 100% clear that this guy does not like Ryan Upchurch. That he has something against Ryan Upchurch, and a lot of people does. He comes on a panel, people doesn't like him because it takes the fame away from them. Xana May came on a panel that she knew nothing about. She says that's her first time on that panel. American Dream Chasers, Tony Dodge. And on top of that, she goes on further and says that she doesn't really even want to be a criminal podcast. She wants nothing to do with it. The only reason why she started a YouTube channel is to be with her family, for her family to hear her. So she attacks Ryan Upchurch, and there's a video out there, like I've said before. So for this guy to say that Ryan Upchurch is wrong for what he's done and said, is that his spot to actually say? Is it his spot to actually downfall Ryan Upchurch and call him a criminal mastermind? Just because someone has their own theory, their own thought? Do you know how many absurd thoughts there is out there in this world about stuff? And I've said it before, about aliens, about Bigfoot, about mermaids, about all that stuff. Is that crazy? I believe everybody has a right to their own opinion. And that's my belief. And don't lend your opinion unless you're asked to lend your opinion. That's another one of my beliefs. But there comes a certain line to where you actually talk about something without trying to downfall somebody because of them being on drugs. More or less, pointing fingers towards them about what they've done in their life. The reason why they may have said this or said that. Was they on drugs? Is he somebody that maybe in trouble? You know what I'm saying? That's what you should look at. More of just pointing your fingers at somebody and saying he's wrong for saying what he said. If that's the case, it falls back on him, not you. Not you and not you. Anyways, guys, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like and subscribe to the channel. It's highly appreciated, guys. Check out my channel. There's a lot more where that come from. And like I said, go check out that Ikmel video on Ryan Upchurch's channel. It actually talks about him being a hacker and watching people's cameras and all this other stuff. Anyways, guys, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. YouTube family, deuces, I'm out. Thank you, guys. Love you guys.